I'm going live right now. We should be live. I'm doing a little sound test here, so hang on. I want to make sure everybody can hear me. And let's see. Hold on one second. Let's make sure. Salty Reef, you can hear me?
Yes, I can hear.
Oh no, I was asking somebody watching if they could hear. It's okay. And Salty Reef, I hope you're enjoying your wrench. Hee hee. I'm not seeing it live. Let me see. What could be the problem? Okay, that's live. Got it. Okay, we're on Wine Wednesday on YouTube, and we can hear it. Cool. All right, guys, we're getting ready to start. Let me make sure Facebook's coolio. And we are live on Facebook. We can hear on Facebook. We're live everywhere. Okay, one more second, guys, and we'll start. Hang on, Ray.
Yep, be back. Oh, banana or an apple? Okay. And we don't have a choice that morning. Right?
Do this. Okay. Okay.
So did your kids go out trick-or-treating?
They did. And hang on one second, Ray, because I'm going to start this. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Wine Wednesday. I forgot that it was Halloween, so I decided not to dress up. Actually, this mask really stinks, so I'm going to take it off. But I truly hope everyone had a fabulous Halloween. Ray, what'd you do for Halloween?
I didn't do a thing other than go to the store and buy the fruit to hand out.
Hang on, I just spilled the wine. Stupid.
I'm scary enough for the kids to look at as it is.
Oh, thanks, Tom. Grab me a towel, real quick, please. Yeah, I hear you. that was pretty gross. Well, you'll have to watch this later, Ray, because I was actually.
Had a fabulous Halloween.
Oh, you know what? I forgot to mute my own thing. Silly me. Just one moment, please.
Buy the fruit to hand out.
Sorry, guys.
I didn't hear that.
All right.
I'm scary enough to
Did
look
that
at
fix
as
it?
it is.
Did that fix it? Are we now even?
That was pretty gross. Well, you'll have to watch.
Okay. Well, I'm having some problems. What's new? Hang on. Need that start too, maybe? All right. Okay. No more echo, I hope? No more echo, I hope.
Don't hear any at my end.
Okay, guys, so sorry. All right. Welcome to Wine Wednesday. Hope everybody had a fabulous Halloween. And I know, party foul, Salty Reef, I spilled the wine. And we're going to have some flickering lights because I've got my lighting pointed that way. Quick question, Ray. Have you ever used the airlift that Dan likes to use?
Yes.
Yeah? How did it work out for you?
I've only used it in fry containers.
Yeah? Well, the reason that people were asking so much about how to build one and what it did and that kind of thing is because I've used it in hospital and quarantine tanks also, especially with, a quarantine tank with a new seahorse that might not be eating right away or nervous or whatnot. I've used those just to keep the food moving if they're in a little tank that's not fully, functional, meaning it doesn't have a sump or it doesn't have the power heads or any of that. And so it can help move the food around and so on, like that kind of thing. So, anyhow.
On the hospital tank, I've only used just the open-ended airline.
Yeah. Well, do you ever have any trouble with getting the food to move around, or is that not a problem for you?
If it was a problem, I'm not aware of it now. Anyway,
Right.
I haven't used a hospital tank for so long now.
So
I remember.
I probably shouldn't ask this, but do you not quarantine seahorses, or has it just been so long?
Well, see, the last seahorses I got were from Australia.
Right.
And they all came from the same place. I wasn't mixing them with anything because I'd already sold off all the Erectus.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't had re-dye for probably 7 or 8 years now, I think.
Gotcha. I mean, there is no real wrong answer. You know what I'm saying? Because of the fact that people get seahorses a lot more easily here, and a lot of people do mix seahorses, and a lot of people don't know the first thing about, setting up the tank to begin with. I just recommend people quarantine in a smaller tank just to get them eating, get them used to having a big face in the glass and that kind of thing. But, of course, if you have a situation like that, there have been plenty of times when I knew that was all that was going into the tank were those specific seahorses. And so, I totally know what you're saying. One last thing, guys, I'm sorry.
The only way I do things is each tank is seahorse specific and species specific. And I don't mix even the same species from different sources.
Really?
Yeah.
Now, see, that's an interesting question because... Well, no, it's a very interesting question because... whoops, let me turn this down. I want to make sure I see any... Hi to everybody on Facebook. It's an interesting thing to discuss because I think it was on one of Alyssa's posts the other day. She was mentioning that the pipefish that she's breeding go well with certain species of seahorses, and I asked the question because I personally haven't mixed either. I'm more like you and play it safe, but it does seem that certain species tend to go together better, and it's just always confused me. Like, if you get all of your seahorses captive bred from the same place, even if they're different species, it just confuses me as to why they would be a problem mixing them. Like, I understand if you're getting wild and they're from different temperatures or they have higher risk, but with captive bred, it's just never really sunk in as to why you can't mix two captive bred seahorses from the same place. Any idea?
I've never had that experience myself.
Oh, well.
I have the abs and the barbs, but I can't mix them because they have different requirements.
Right. And, a lot of people do mix and have no trouble. I just never have, just because I'm a scaredy cat. Bottom line, I like to play it safe. But anyhow, and Dan should be along. Ray, I don't think you got to speak while we were actually live. What did you say you are giving out for Halloween?
Oh, apples, pears, or not pears, no. Apples, bananas, and oranges.
I love it.
I'm all out of oranges and bananas now. All I got left's apples.
Gotcha.
Well, more demand for bananas than anything else.
See, I think it's awesome, though, because, man, I saw on Facebook that Reese's even put up an exchange thing where you could exchange bad stuff or candy to get theirs. I'm like, what? Like my kids need more candy. Yeah, that's a great plan. I'm gonna send them to your house, Ray.
I think the main reason I do it is for my own benefit.
Yeah.
See, when my wife was alive, we always handed out candy, and we always had leftovers, and I ate the leftovers. So this way, the leftover is fruit.
Gotcha. I think it's brilliant. And the Salty Reef was asking me what I was talking about. Sorry if I was kind of jumping around. But yes, I was talking about mixing species of cygnathids in general. Meaning, you know, Ray pointed out that the abdominalis, the potbellies, require the lower temperature. So he has never even thought about mixing them with his Barbori or erectus or anything like that, reedi, because they have different requirements. But for me personally, I've just always wondered in my head why certain species, even from the same breeder, they'll still say don't mix them, if that makes sense. Like, I'm trying to think, like when sorry if I'm pronouncing it incorrectly. Is it fuscus? Is that how you say it? Do you have any idea, Ray?
Seahorse fuscus?
Fuscus. Okay.
Fuscus. Well, I don't know if that's the right pronunciation.
Well,
that's the way I pronounce it.
There we go. Works for me.
The main reason I did it is because when I first got into the seahorse keeping hobby, I did mix reedi from 2 different sources. And I had problems.
Yeah.
And I don't know for sure that it was because I mixed them, but I've always had this theory that they don't all develop in the same area and have all the same pathogens, although they're always going to have pathogens. Right. And eventually I learned that the sensitivity of seahorses was unlike most marine fish. And so I decided at that point never to mix them anymore. Then I promptly went and bought pipefish and put in with my reedi and ended up losing them all.
Right.
And so since then, the only time I've ever said to anyone that they might chance mixing any species is if they buy a captive bred pipefish from the same source that the seahorses came from, then the odds of having problems then are going to be much less. I don't think it completely dismisses the chance, but it would make it better. And I think the same thing would apply if you were to buy 2 different species from Dan and put them in the same tank. I would say you're going to have far less chance than if you're going to say buy 1 pair from Alyssa and 1 pair from Dan and put them in the same tank. I think you would stand a higher risk at that point.
Right, because I mean it really, all water's different, you know. And I do actually agree with you 100%. And the only seahorses that I've actually mixed myself so far, I'm doing some experimenting now, just you know, very slowly, because I don't do risky stuff very much. But I do have a bachelor tank that has one of my erectus hybrid species from Seahorse Savvy, and then it has an erectus that I raised myself from my seahorses, and it has one erectus, I believe, from Dan, and they're all very mean. I don't think they'll ever die because they're so mean seahorses, and I couldn't keep them with any other seahorses because they were mean. I mean, like, we know courting behaviors, and we know that males will, you know, tiff with each other, but these 3 were just like gonna kill other seahorses, literally. And so I've got them off in their own tank. Funny enough, they don't pick on each other, and I actually have not had any problems, but I may have just gotten lucky. And I didn't mean to get off on this tangent. Sorry, I know everybody wants to see the airlift. I'm going to build that in just a second. But, yeah, the reason that I was even bringing it up is I saw a post from Seahorse Savvy, and someday we'll get Kyle on here. Kyle, that's a shout out to Seahorse Savvy, Kyle and Alyssa. Someday they'll come on and you know, we can have some further discussion about things, maybe see what they're up to. But they just had mentioned that they're captive breeding these pipefish now, which is really cool because, Ray, when you were talking about how you promptly added pipefish to your, what did you say, reed eye, I think, or rectus, whatever. Yes. When you added the pipefish in, then you had a bunch of problems, but you know, back then, I'm almost positive that the pipefish were likely wild. So, there you go. Were. So, now that we've got captive bred pipefish, different species of seahorses, and if they were all coming from the same breeder, I just, you know, I think the lines are getting a little blurred, and there is no right or wrong, you know, for the record, and you know, we got to do what we think is best for our own seahorses and our own tanks, and you know, whatever. But I mean, I'd love to have a seahorse pipefish tank. I just never considered it because they weren't captive bred. So, and
I think it's more just a case of what risk tolerance you're prepared to deal with.
Yes. What is, really quickly, what is your definition of risk tolerance?
Oh, it's just the level of risk you're prepared to live with. Like to me, it's a self-explanatory thing.
You're right.
I've learned over the years, especially with my early years, that I don't like to lose any of my seahorses or the pipefish. And so now it's a case I do what I think I have to do to make sure that I don't. And so I'm not prepared to mix, again, species, let alone mixing the pipefish with the seahorses, especially here in Canada where we only have wild caught.
Right.
There are no captive bred pipefish in Canada.
Well, hopefully that'll change. I mean, it's changing here, which is very cool. I'm very happy to see so many new species and new things being captive bred. It's awesome. And I see Dan joined. Hello, Dan. I haven't even started. We've been chit-chatting. I was answering the salty reef. Looks like nobody's in chat tonight. It is Halloween, folks. So I figured the bottom line is, if, you know, as long as we get this footage of this build, then I can always edit and upload the video later, you know, whatever. But, and I'm honestly not seeing anything from Facebook. Nanelle, if you're still watching, will you just type a message just so I can see if it shows up in chat? Just say hi or something if you happen to see it. But anyways, okay. So what I wanted to do tonight is, I got a lot of questions after my last video about building the airlift and what it does and how it works and such. And I, of course, forgot that tonight was Halloween because I'm so on top of things. And so, you know, I had to take the girls trick-or-treating, and we're kind of run last minute. What's new with me? But I do have a bucket of water, my supplies, and etc. right here, and I'm going to try to build and show you the differences in pipe width and stuff like that. And Dan's along to answer any questions if we have any. However, Dan,
how do I see this?
how would you see this? Well,
he's gonna have to go to YouTube or Facebook to watch it.
And if
I closed off the YouTube because I thought it would interfere.
It does.
You gotta mute it.
Got to mute it?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
I'm on the car, but when I'm at home, I have both of them running, and I just mute them so that I can watch both screens.
I can't even hear Dan now.
he's in a car, so it's probably because he's soft. I was thinking maybe I should just, I'm wondering if I should tune out the Hangouts while I do it. No, that won't work because then Dan wouldn't be heard. I don't know how I could screen share with you guys to show you either. Well, let's try it really fast. I just want to try something. Let's see if it would work here. And then, of course, it would be two different... Okay. Oh, it's going to look really stupid on the video if I do that, though. Let me think. I have an idea. Hang on, everyone. Let me just see if this would work.
It doesn't matter to me, Kelly. I can't see it anyway. I'm driving.
I know. I was just trying to figure it out here real quick. Let's see. Okay. I wonder. Oh, I wonder. Okay. So what I could...
I opened the YouTube and I muted it, but it seems to be running away behind.
Yeah, it probably is. And I'm not seeing another way to do it, so I think we'll just stick with what we got because it's not working out.
There's a few seconds lag, Greg.
Okay.
Well, I'm gonna stop the screen sharing to you guys so that it doesn't look silly on the video. Sorry, Ray. And if you do open it on YouTube, just try to mute it. And I'm not sure how well this is going to work out because what I was explaining is that I planned to set up my DSLR camera as a second video so that I could really point it where I wanted and such, instead of trying to pull this off with a webcam. But I took the girls trick-or-treating. We're last-minuting, so I'm going to do the best that I can. If it doesn't work out, I'll have the video and I'll edit it. But hi, Lucy. Welcome. And what, Lucy? I'm waiting to see what you say. I don't know, but Salty has a blue wrench. Yes, yay, Salty. Okay, let's get to it because I've been chit-chatting enough. I'm going to try to figure out how to aim my camera. Will be the first point of action, correct? So, let me turn this. Sorry, everyone. Let's see. To my little setup I got going on here. Something just went wrong. Uh-oh. My camcorder froze. What happened? Okay, that did not work out. Alright, guys. Sorry, hang on. I'm trying here.
I'm not hearing anything.
I know, it's, I'm just trying to figure out why my webcam just froze. I was trying to, but I'm frozen. Like I am. You guys aren't, but I am. Great. Let me try to turn it off and on. I don't know. Well, that's fun. Let's see. Let me try one more thing. I am so sorry. Dang it. I wish I would have just gotten this thing set up. Okay. And then, what if I do this? And then do this. Okay, the Logitech is not wanting to work for me. I don't know why. Hang on. I'm going to try one more thing, dudes. Alright. And then I'll just use the regular one if it doesn't work. I don't know what else to say. It won't be as clear, but it'll work. I can't believe it froze just because I moved. Jeez. Alright, we're getting on with it. Sorry, guys. Okay, there it is. Plugged back in. And it is just not wanting to work. Okay, well, I'll have to use the regular webcam. It'll suck, but it'll work. Whatever. Okay, so here we go. All right, now y'all can see me. Hey, Salty, can you see me again? Even though I look a little yellow. All right. Well, hey, DM. Sreef, how are you? All right, so let's see if we can build this airlift. Oh, yeah, the other catch is I'm not going to be able to hear anything you guys are saying unless I can pull this back up to my ear. So I'm going to kind of do the best that I can. Actually, I have one more thought. Just one more. I wonder if That's what I'm going to do. Okay, I know what I'm going to do. I know exactly what I'm going to do. Okay. You guys still hear me? Dan, Ray?
I can now.
Okay. That's so weird. Wow. Okay. And then I'm going to go like this. Sorry, guys. This is something we haven't done before, so we're trying here. Alright. And done. And then let's see if I can turn me on over here. And it's not working. Damn it. Okay, there we go. All right. Can you guys still hear me?
Yep.
Okay. All right, cool. Hopefully everyone in the audience can still hear. Yes? So here's what we are going to now do. And I think we might lose the chat. I'm sorry if we do. But we're going to transition to widescreen. Hi. Now we can see just the Hangout, and I can see it's glitching. Well, oh well. I'm still going to try. Okay. In fact, now I'm kind of wondering. And now this is working. That's awesome. Okay. Hang on, guys. Just bear with me here a minute. All right. So, let's see if I can just... All right. I think I got this to work now. This is not going to be classy, y'all, but it's going to work. All right. So, 10 more seconds, everyone. I'm getting her. Sorry you had to bear with me setting up. And I'll be a little crooked if I do it this way, but oh well. It'll work. I'm going to use a rock to hold her down. And there we have it. Okay, so now I'm going back to this. Anybody tell me... It was spinning around and around. Oh, I can't even read the comments right now, guys. I'll get all confused. But anybody let me know if you stop hearing me or whatnot. I'm going to go off the screen here in Hangouts because I'm back on the other screen, and I'm going to show, see my hand, building this thing. All right, so first of all, let's see, I'm going to try to pull this off. All right, first off, hang on, here we go. This will be interesting. We're trying new stuff. It will be interesting if nothing else. Okay, sorry everybody, sorry Dan, sorry Ray. All right, now, you see my big, beautiful bucket. Hey Dan, while you're in the car, yep. I'm gonna just turn you down a little bit. If you want to say, I'm gonna mute you, just because it's loud the car. But if you want to say something, unmute yourself. Feel free, of course. And yeah, all right, okay. And then of course you will probably have to lower or unmute because I want you to tell us, you know, if I make mistakes or whatnot. But okay, so. Alrighty, here we go. All right, guys. So, that's not working. Okay. I'm going to have to take the earphones out. Only way. Okay. Okay. So, let's see what I can see here. All right. So, we could do this a better way, I'm sure, but this... And I will pick up the camera to show you guys what I'm doing as I'm doing it. But this is the airlift. If Dan wants to correct me, he can. But it's based. I've got parts to make a 2/3 inch one so that we can see the difference in flow rates. And if this gets to be going too long, then I'll just do that as a video. But the bottom of this, let me see. Let me grab my other parts here. Okay. fun. Real fun. Okay, so the bottom of this is actually just PVC pipe with a T, and then Dan might have to correct me, feel free to interrupt me, but I believe it's called a 90-inch duct or something like that. You find it in the plumbing section at Lowe's, and that's, this is what it looks like. See? Okay. So anyhow, basically, you just, and of course I can't find the piece that I cut. Where's the piece that I cut? People, you should really be prepared before you do a stream, right? All right, hang on, let me find it.
That actually looks like, excuse me, electrical conduit. It's also PVC. The white stuff I find in plumbing, but that gray stuff I find in electrical.
Alrighty. Well, I legit cannot find the piece that I cut. So the 2/3 inch comparison might have to come later. But, as you can see, basically the way that this is built is you put the T on the bottom, you have your this is a 1-inch piece of PVC, and then you have the duct, or if Dan has corrected me, whatever the heck it's called, at the top. I use cute little zip ties to make it stay. The bottom, let me see if I can get on camera here, has a hole drilled right above the top of the T, in which I put my rigid airline through so that it goes like literally halfway point, and it's going to create the bubbles that's going to pull the water in, push it up and out. And when I can hear you guys again, we will talk about why placement is important. But I've got my trusty bucket of water here and my thing that I got wet with wine. Good times. And I just realized that I forgot to turn off that tank, so hang on. That'll help a little. Alright. I can't believe I can't find that piece. It's driving me crazy. Okay, well, hey, there's my PVC cutter. I might just cut it if I have to. We could do it. Alright, so plugging said all right. So if I plug the rigid air line in, can we see? Okay. I would place this, and I'll tilt it so y'all can see, but I would place this into my tank, or in this case, bucket of water. And you can, I don't know if you guys can hear it. I can already hear it making weird sounds. All right, so, and I don't have enough water in here. Oh, I'm so prepared. Oh, Lord, help me. Well, that's always fun. All right, guys, we might have to take a commercial break. Oh, God. Hang on. Let me hear what you're saying. Hey, Dan. Dan? If you can hear me, Dan. Okay. Well, I can't hear anything, actually. All right, guys. Hang on. Pause. I'll be right back. I am so sorry, guys. Hang on.